Oh man, so a lot has been going on in these NBA spaces, man. Shout out to Giannis and Kumpo for spearheading the turnaround of his Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to D Lilly, Damian Lillard for following suit. Torian Print, Lord have mercy. Hold up. We understand that pressure bust pipes and things of that nature, but I mean, damn, if those pipes that's been under that pressure or lip pressure, in this case, if those pipes survive the pressure and get uh those pipes get transferred to a new building or location in Milwaukee, um does that now automatically make them the best pipes that's ever been in a goddamn plumbing system? I mean, cause goddamn, shout out to Malik Beasley. Uh, you know, can't hit a shot over here, but you get off of the little wagon. You get over with where they ain't got much pressure at over there with Kumpo and things of that nature. For some reason, I mean, it's not like he's not a top, one of the best players in the league. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there should be a lot of pressure that comes with playing with Kumpo, but it's just not the same as playing with the pressure, man. It's just not. And listen, man, you take the pressure off of these players and they get to play more freely. And look, man, things just start working in their favor. Shout out to Tori and Prince. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for turning their season around, man. Darvin Ham. Shout out to Darvin Ham, man. We're not gonna do it to Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham is, after the Bucks won their cup, man. Darvin Ham being what it is, him and Torian Prince 13-0 in the World Cup, NBA World Cup or whatever, put the flames on the Lakers for not giving him an extension due to the fact that he's went to the Western Conference Finals and things of that nature. But the thing is, Darvin Ham, buddy, we not gonna, like you say, we're not gonna get into it, but buddy, you in losing games, you going home with multiple timeouts in your back pocket of things, man. Come on, man. Don't you can't come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, look, man, you don't want to. We're not doing. Shout out to Darvin Ham. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, Goat James, uh, and Lil Bronny, going through a big old slump. Um, then Goat James take a step back, and you know, boom, Bronny dropping 30, playing more comfortable out there. You know what I'm saying? Goat James come back after about a 9-day hiatus from the team. And, in the first quarter, he took off. You feel me? Chased down blocking. You know what I'm saying? Then he comes down the lane and lift off. Lift off. You know what I'm saying? Go James, take off up above the up above the head. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rosetta. Shout out to Rosetta Tharpe, man. Who would have thought that rock and roll started as a gospel? You know I really do believe, I really do believe, join somebody. Oh yes, oh yes. Let's do that again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rosetta Tharpe, man. The fairy godmother of the rock and roll, you know what I'm saying? Go James. Take off and goes up above their head, and the haters they out here saying, Go James is now he a peddler. You feel me? They played the Kings last night, smacked them. Nobody was really expecting it, and man, Go James take him a pill. You feel me? Yeah. Go James take him a pill, and now he's a lip peddler, man. Come up, hold on. Now we got to go back to Rosetta Tharpe, man. What you mean? No, it ain't never popped dirty, man. Cause this train is a clean train. This train, nigga.
This train is a clean train. Everybody ride it in Jesus' name. This train is a clean train. This train.
You got to be pure and holy when we talking about this train, lit train, in transition. You feel me? Come on, man.
This train is bound for glory. Everybody right here got to be holy because this train is a clean train. This train.
They taking off. They take off too. They want to take a flight. Like Jenny. Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here. Hold up, Jenny. You know Forrest don't want you to go, huh? Pray with me, Forrest. No, nigga. Forrest don't want you to go nowhere, Jenny. Where you going? You boys get paid. You boys get paid for this. Where you at? Huh? What you mean? Hold up. Why you niggas MIA? No MIA. You niggas MIA. Hold up. You boys want to get fly like paper planes when Goat James take off and go up above your head. Why? Now Goat James is a lip peddler, and now we back to normalcy, huh? What happened to the goddamn washing machines? Huh? What happened to the washing machines, man? Anyways, shout out to Shea Gildress Alexander, man. Doing this thing. Little underperformance in the NBA World Cup. We'll see how those things develop, things of that nature. We did not expect the Bucks to clamp Shea. We did not expect that. Due to the lack of perimeter defense. But Shea is a midi monster, and the fact that they do have Bropez and Kumpo in that paint at all times. I can now, in hindsight, understand the difficulty that he had against the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Again, listen, man. Oh, Nikola Jokic is the big old front runner in the NBA when it comes to the MVP race again, and we just got to understand why and ask the frequency asked question that should maybe, just maybe, be asked frequently again. Where is the media fatigue for Jokic? Where is it? Okay, Chris Bouchard has said for years and years that, listen, and shout out to Chris Bouchard for being truthful. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, look, man, it put a bad taste in our mouth when we heard it the first time. It did not sit well with us, but because it was an explanation, and I mean, even though it's not very legitimate to us, but it was an explanation. And I mean, look, we had to take that. All right. We had to sit there and okay, had to accept, that reasoning, even though it had so much of a lack of reasoning, you know what I'm saying? But we did accept it, okay? But now, we over here, I mean, we just can't understand Are we gonna act like we can't understand just for a little bit why the media is not fatigued with voting for Nikola Jokic as much as they seem to be fatigued for voting for Giannis Antetokounmpo, man? Because I mean, goddamn, the turnaround that Giannis has get spearheaded for his Milwaukee Bucks is much bigger than the turnaround that I mean the Denver Nuggets haven't turned around anything. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. They just got smacked by the Blazers. Okay, so I mean, if that's anybody else, first of all, after they got 2 MVPs, they're not gonna be no goddamn front runner as a damn seventh seed. I don't give a damn about the stats because it's happened already. All right. When it's the stats for somebody that's already won an MVP or multiple, they're gonna tell your ass that it's not a stat award. Okay. They're gonna cook you for your seed. They're gonna cook you for your team. They're gonna cook you for who your teammate is. All right. They're going to use any reason to take the MVP away from you if you've already won one, if they have a valid excuse. And listen, it's all invalid, okay? Due to the fact of the goalpost movement for Nikola Jokic specifically, because he's already won an MVP, my nigga, as a 6th seed. And when he was the number 1 seed, and listen, he won that 6th seed MVP because they didn't want to give that bitch the Gumpo. All right, okay. He's the number 1 seed, and listen, hey man, what can we say? They're gonna give it to him. They gave it to him. I mean, look, he earned it. Okay, hey, no problem. You know what I'm saying? And once again, last season, it's not even 20 games into the season, and they're giving the the MVP to Jokic. Okay, there it is his to lose, and it's like, hold up, y'all about to give this man 3 MVPs in a row when Joel Embiid is playing in the way that he's playing, and Kumpo's doing his thing. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the number 1 seed with the youngest team to ever win the number 1 seed. In the year before, you told us that it was about the best player on the best team. Now, last year, it's not about the best player on the best team. It's about the best player. But when it was about when the people were saying that it was about the best player, you say that it's not a best player award. When the best player has the best stats, you say it's not a stat award. When the best player has great stats, but they're sitting next to a big old all-star, you say that those two are taking MVP votes away from each other, nigga. So what is it this time? Listen, we see the we see the warthog, we see the pig, Brian Windhorse, out here screaming stats, screaming Jokic's stats, man. But everybody else, it's not a stat award. But for Jokic, you can't make an MVP case for Jokic without the stats, okay? And let me tell you something: the best player in the league is gonna have the best stats, okay? you know, and that's clear and it's evident and it's obvious. But when it's somebody else that's the best player, you say that it's not a stat award. Media, all right. So what? What is it? Why is you boys not tired of voting for Nikola Jokic, man? I mean, listen, this is disgusting and it's triggering us over here with these mega facts, man. The goalpost movement every single year and specifically for Nikola Jokic is disgusting on a level that we have not seen since Steve Nash, since Larry Bird. Not so much now, not so much Larry Bird. But Steve, I mean, listen, bruh, are we serious? Steve Nash got two MVPs, bruh, because he was not even the best player on the best team, nigga. So what are you talking about? What are you boys talking about? Hmm? Because Shea couldn't get it last season, man, and we can't understand why. Listen, shout out to Joel Embiid. I mean, listen, it's understandable. I mean, look, but it was Joel Embiid wasn't your first choice, okay? Shea wasn't even your second choice, okay? So what is it? Shout out to Gilbert Arenas' his podcast. We was listening a couple weeks ago. It was I don't understand why. What? What is the reason for you to be so uber and super fair to Nikola Jokic and what he brings to the table, but every time it's somebody else that don't have the same complexion for the media protection, you find an excuse. And boy, you boys stand on that excuse. That's excuse square and are unwavering, man. Shout out to you boys. Okay, you find this like no, I'm just and if you don't have an excuse, you tell a nigga that I'm just sick and tired of voting for you, buddy. Okay, all right. So so what? So what is it? Okay. I mean, well, do we have to say it? I mean, come on, man. I mean, look, the media. What is Yoke doing to the media that has him such a media darling, man? I mean, what? I don't understand. I mean, it's not as though his whole shtick is to care about the game, because his whole shtick is, oh man, I ain't worrying about the NBA. I don't care about the NBA like that. I just want to get on my horses and things of that nature. You feel me? But which is cap, because you don't get that good being nonchalant about the game. You going Yoke be out there going off on people like Patrick Mahomes and Tom Flady, the cheating ass biggest cheater you ever seen in your goddamn life. When a nigga mess up, so you're not nonchalant about the game. But listen, when Yoke says and leads to the alludes to the fact that he's not really worrying about the NBA, the goddamn media said, "Oh, look at it. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care, and he's so good." You feel me? But when Jimmy Buckets do some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? It's he doesn't even care. Oh my God, he doesn't even care. What? Oh, you're disgusting. And like, bro, what the hell is it with you boys and not being able to see? Is it just the fact that you don't see what you do because of how biased you is? Hmm? Is that the case? Because soon as the people put foot on your bitch ass necks about capping for Jokic, you switched your tune up ASAP, and hey, it was Joel Embiid's MVP to lose. Okay, so do you not know what you do? I can't I can't sit with that. I can't sit with that, man. That don't sit right with me. That you don't know what the fuck you doing. I can't. I don't believe it. You know. But I do believe that if you see that the people see what you're doing, that you will switch your style up. And listen, I mean, the people seen what you was doing last season, and you switched your style up, and we didn't believe. We was hard pressed to believe that you do the same thing again in a more egregious way, or just as egregious. I mean, goddamn, the Nuggets ain't even as good of a team as they was last year. So yes, it's much more egregious now. They just got smacked by the Blazers. All right. This is what Shout out to Yoke, man. This is not to shit on Yoke. This is not about Yoke. Necessarily. This is about the goddamn media capping for the MVP award, trying to expedite Jokic's career and his legend. You feel me? I mean, bro, the Nuggets just um they just made a name for themselves when they stepped on Kawhi and off play in the playoffs. P, formerly known as, before he took the goddamn Clippers to the Western Conference Finals without Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? That was in 2020. It's 2024. That's not a long time, okay? But just because of that, you know, they've turned Jokic's career into, you know, top 10. You feel me? Just in a couple of years. You feel me? Oh man, you see that? You see the power of the media. You know what I'm saying? If you got the media backing, like your weak ass goat, when it's fake ass legacy, and look, just look, man. You know, all it takes is, the biggest bullhorn screaming out the loudest, and man, you say something with a little bit of sense. Cause listen, Yoke really is like that. Okay, that is a fact. And everybody knows it. It cannot be denied. But for you guys to expedite, his beastliness, you know, in such a short amount of time, moving goalposts specifically for him is what we got a problem with over here with these mega facts. And that's why we got to ask the frequency ask question that should maybe, just maybe, be asked frequently. Where is the media fatigue for you? Why are you boys not tired? Why are you not coming out and telling me that you tired of voting for Nikola Jokic, man? Oh man.